Good day. Here are the stories for the Manila Times for Tuesday, April 27, 2021. Health Secretary Francisco Duque III recommended that the National Capital Region and the outlying areas that comprise NCR Plus remain in Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine or MECQ for 2 more weeks to enable hospitals to free up more beds for COVID-19 patients. Duque made the proposal on Monday as the country logged more than 1 million COVID-19 cases. President Rodrigo Duterte might announce on Wednesday if the NCR Plus will stay in MECQ or shift to a more lenient General Community Quarantine or GCQ starting May 1. In a television interview, Duque said the Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases Sub-Technical Working Group on Data Analytics has yet to consider his recommendation, but he personally favors extending the MECQ. San Miguel Corporation topped the Manila Times 500 2020 edition, which will be launched today, April 27, 2021. It was the 3rd time that San Miguel led the Times list of top Philippine companies. The publication provides extensive financial information on the country's top corporations and analysis of pivotal industries. The 3rd edition can be considered a polished magnifying glass for policymakers, venture capitalists, and industry leaders to discern a strategic path to growth. As the numbers will show, powerhouse conglomerates remain strong in the face of adversity through agile leadership and diversification. Military expenditure worldwide rose to nearly $2 trillion in 2020, defying the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, researchers said on Monday. Global military spending increased by 2.6% to $1.981 trillion in 2020, when global gross domestic product shrank by 4.4%, according to a report from the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. Diego Lopes de Silva, one of the report's authors, told Agence France-Presse the development was unexpected. KUWTT Representative Elpidio Barzaga Jr. filed a bill on Monday that will make vaccinations for COVID-19 mandatory. Barzaga said a mandatory vaccination program is imperative to solve the present pandemic and achieve herd immunity or population immunity. Under House Bill 9252, or the COVID-19 Vaccination Program Act, only those with medical conditions identified by the Department of Health will be exempted from inoculation. President Rodrigo Duterte is not to blame for the loss of Philippine territory in the West Philippine Sea, Malacanang said on Monday, as the maritime dispute between the country and China over the presence of suspected Chinese maritime militia vessels continues. Palace spokesman Harry Roque Jr. claimed when the president assumed office, China has already created artificial islands in the country's exclusive economic zone. The Philippines has filed 78 diplomatic protests against China since Duterte assumed power, the Department of Foreign Affairs said on Monday. Former insurance executive and the Manila Times columnist Jesus Jess Alfonso Hofilenia succumbed to complications of COVID-19 on Monday. He was 65 years old. The Manila Times was informed about Hofilenia's passing by Insurance Commissioner Dennis Funa. On March 27, the Times was informed that he was in hospital after testing positive for the virus. Hofilenia was one of 4 columnists for the Manila Times Insurance Insights column every Monday on its opinion section, along with Michael Rellosa, Herminia Jacinto, and Angel Ledesma. His last column was published on March 22. 14 senators signed a draft resolution seeking to censure Lieutenant General Antonio Parlade Jr. for calling some of them stupid after they sought to defund the government's anti-insurgency program. They sought to censure Parlade, Anti-Insurgency Task Force spokesman, for red tagging progressive celebrities, party list groups, universities, colleges, members of the academe, and organizers of some community pantries, particularly Ana Patricia Non. Parlade recently called some senators stupid for pushing to realign the 19 billion peso budget allotted by Congress to the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, or the NTFL-CAC. Topping business, the National Economic and Development Authority is sticking to the 6.5 to 7.5% growth target for the year. Newly appointed Secretary Carl Kendrick Chua said during a pre-State of the Nation address event that the agency has not yet seen the impact brought by the enhanced community quarantine earlier this month and believes it is still too early in the year to make changes. Over to sports, Philippine Sports Commission Chairman William Ramirez believes the Tokyo Olympics in July will still push through. This is despite the current COVID-19 situation in Japan, as the country declared a state of emergency. It's 3rd since the onset of the pandemic for Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, and Hyogo prefectures. which aims to curtail the rising COVID-19 cases in the area for a safe and secure staging of the one-year delayed games. Ramirez's belief that the Olympics will push through comes from his admiration for the character and competency of the Japanese people. He added that if Japan's COVID-19 situation won't be like that of India's, then the Olympics will go on. Yen Macabenta and Ramon Tufo are today's front page columnists. Macabenta, citing a report from The Economist, believes the vaccine from Chinese drug maker Sinovac has performed poorly in clinical and real-world trials, while Tufo believes the sight of poverty in community pantries is a depressing sight. Today's editorial calls on the Association of Southeast Asian Nations for a firm action on Myanmar to end the bloodbath in the nation. Read a full version on the paper's opinion section or listen to the Voice of the Times. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and keep up with the Times. With the Fort Villa Seran, this is Arik John C. reporting. May have a safe Tuesday ahead.